Yo, Cole. I'm gonna try. And give some advice here. I got your message. You're 25, 4 to 5 relationships, two of which are serious. You say that they're at the tail end, and you had to add that additionally, which says to me that my instinct tells me that I think positively. Your last two relationships are recent, i.e., um, you either whether you were taking them serious, the implications of that being either um, you're maturing and therefore you were taking them serious, or implications being that they were most painful, which is I kind of tend to think that's more what you meant, and that's where um, the lack of pushing forward, because that's painful. So I'm assuming that's what you meant by that. But backing up to the beginning here, being 25, the way I look at that is, to me, right now, 25 years old is the new like 14. I swear to God, as far as where how arrested our development was from that, especially young people. I can't imagine, like, I love saying young people, officially old, but the way it stifled um, all of the character building things in a society where we were, already, men especially, were already disincentivized to, make mistakes. You guys were like literally kept inside. And so that is one part of it. That like 14 is the new 25, 25 is the new 14. Like, basically what I'm trying to say is, like, we're all much more arrested developmentally. And having said that, with all the things going on with the gender wars and how women are today, you, I really think it's never been more important. Like, I don't even think it's worth it to date. Like, if you're in your 20s, like, I think about how much time can be wasted if you're in a relationship that doesn't work out, you know, especially to the degree that person's a narcissist or the woman's an immature woman and you just can't see the forest through the trees. Like, women are not taking relationships seriously. With social media, it's really important. Like, I don't want to tell you what to do, but for me personally, and moving forward with any relationship, if I'm going to take a woman seriously, there's going to be very strict boundaries, and it just, that's the slippery slope, right? The women see a man's vulnerability, they can exploit them, they never are held accountable, so they can continue to kind of use men. And the boundaries are so important in that, for example, beautiful, it's usually completely psychotic women are gorgeous. That's like that's why they call them Jezebel. Like, they have this power, and they're using that to their advantage, and ultimately it's going to hurt them. I can go on a whole rant, but basically that is leveraged against you, and you can justify. I think I love it. I love I forget his name, but he does the entrepreneurs in cars, and it just came to my head. We and it's so poignant. Men uh, bring chaos into their lives and then justify why. It never actually clicked until just now. Actually, that is essentially, they pull the wool over your eyes. I'm going a little bit of a rant here, but to have the boundaries, to have, like, I'll get to the point. The boundaries I would have is the social media thing, because the monkey branching is like, I almost don't even blame women. It's like it's like we both give women too much credit because they're women, they're strong, and like, and they're we're all equal and everything. But then it's like, well, there are these traits in women, especially with toxic women, that are like, that have always been around, but then the social media and the monkey branching, and then like the damage that does to relationship. So it's like, I almost don't blame them. That's like, it's such a, like a, it's so tempting to just be like, have these guys' attention. But my point is that, you know, I wouldn't mess with, if I were, 25 now, I would not mess with women with social media. If they have public Instagrams, I'd be like, so yeah, we'll hang out, we'll do whatever. Women do it to men, so don't feel bad for 1 second for not locking down a woman until you set strong boundaries. Like, this is what I And that's for you. And she'll like that. That's the gaslighting. That's the trick. I promise you this is the truth. I've seen it so many times. I'm going to get a little bit passionate and preachy here, but I have to. The amount of times I've been on dates with women that have guys do this, and then they say, I'm going to take you seriously, but I need you to delete your social media if you want me to take you seriously. And the women choose social media. It's like they'd rather have the simps and the fake. It's so bad, man. But the man, every single time, I promise you, the man made the right decision. He dodged a bullet, because that is implicitly showing the woman's insecurity in that moment. I realized I just made this video into a rant, and this was, but the coffee just kicked in. The man dodged a bullet, because that is showing the woman's insecurity, and then she's ultimately, when things go bad, she's going to lean on that. That is weak, insecure femininity there. That is a lack of actually traditionally feminine power, which is confidence in your man, and that's enough. And to the degree that a woman is confident in her ability to choose a stable partner, that shows their healthy feminine imperative. And so anyway, that's what I'm trying to say in that giant rant, Cole, is that you have nothing but time every day. You focus on yourself and learn and you know, it's all cliche, but it's true. The most important investment is yourself, your health, your finances, your knowledge about finances, psychology of money, building up that way. And then the one thing I thought I had everything figured out. The one thing I was missing was essentially, not the one thing, but the big one I was missing was the the cluster B, the degree of toxicity. I liked chaos. I justified chaos, and I implore men, get out of your system. But as you age, I promise you this is the case. It'll become less important. It really is like all linked, like superficiality and the chaotic lifestyle and the chaotic women and even the good sex. I mean, that is hard to give up, I'm sure. That's all the stuff that comes with the chaotic woman is just like not worth it. And having said that, 25, man, like you're fine. You're doing just fine. I don't even care where you are. Obviously, building momentum and having like a path, although you don't need to have a path. It's funny, like people always talk about the path. What do you want to be when you grow up? All this stuff, and I hate that. It sets people up for like not feeling worthy. Like there's people in their 60s that haven't figured out their path. It's like it's just you'll figure it out. Like, so hopefully this video is kind of helpful. I just went on a super big rant. Let me look back at your messages. Yeah, the kids thing is rough, man. I'm struggling with that too. But the good thing about being a guy is you have all the time in the world. It is the thing with the guys though is like we talk about, we can always have kids, but there is the implication of where you are in your stage of life, i.e. your age, and how much energy you have, and how much if you're 50 and you have kids, the implications are they're not going to be, you're not going to see them. You're not going to see grandkids really. You have less time with grandkids. God, I really have become a little sentimental, whatever. Yeah, but no, it's important, man. Yeah, family's pretty important. And but yeah, unfortunately, women choose men. You can't really force that. And the more you want, and this is the first thing I was going to say. I love how I'm going all over the place here, but this is the first thing I was going to say is that I've tried my hardest to satisfy them, but it always seems to be my fault that it didn't work out. So right off the bat, I try my hardest to satisfy them. Women do not want you to try your hardest for them. They want you to try your hardest for you. That is a constant with women. That is the frame. That is the trap. It's smoke and mirrors with women. This is why you have to always believe, even it doesn't matter how healthy the woman is, believe their actions, not their words. They are emotional creatures. I forget it all the time. I conflate my what I consider openness and contrarian nature, and also trying to not, what do you call it, the Russian proverb, not trust but verify, i.e. I would treat women like, I women and men are the same, like, okay, I'll treat them the same, and then inevitably they're emotional. Women have biology. It's never going to change. They're emotional. And they will say things to test you. And to the degree that that woman's toxic, the better they are at it, and the less morals they have about hurting you. That's the thing about toxic women. And so your frame is everything in this world. Your frame, the frame right now, right in the middle of my frame. Metaphor for where you should be, right in the middle of your own frame. Don't let them push you out of your frame. I'm leaving the frame. Oh, no. And they're like, yeah, come out of the frame. You're like, nope. This is what they want you to do. Even though they're doing it. They're like, get out of the frame. Like, what about me? Oh, validate me. Oh, I got that. You'd be like, we're done. This is what I believe. The relationship's done. And it's fucking brutal. And it's very, very, very confusing, because when you're often closest to leaving out of that frame is when you need them to help you back here. But a Jezebel will pull you into the gates of hell. Sorry, the gates of hell. If you let them. That was ridiculously tangential in a rant, but I'm having fun. This is the first comment I decided to just kind of go on about. But hopefully this has been kind of helpful. Did I get everything here? Yeah, how do I keep pushing forward? I have no freaking idea. This is helping. I made this channel because I had no one to talk to, and still kind of don't. Got a couple things going, but yeah, I pretty much started from scratch from having, it's almost like cliche. And I knew this implicitly my whole life, that like pain equals knowledge, like, but there's also a very gray area between self-destruction, feeling unworthy, and understanding that lessons are learned often only with extreme amounts of pain. Those are the ones that stick. That's the balance of the universe. So having said that, moving forward, man, is like, because you have no other choice, because you're a man, gladiator, that shit, that is the gaslighting right now in society. That's really brutal, is the aloof, I don't know why that word's coming to mind, but I love the redemption story, and it's like even that story is harder to understand what it is now. This fucking thing's breaking. There we go. Like what does that look like? Like, what does being a man look like? And yeah, that's the confusing thing, because I see it, like, you talk about family and we talk about meaning, and you're obviously in this video. I'm obviously making this video for a reason. Like, sometimes the proof is in the pudding, and something's very, very wrong. But this is, again, goes back to the boundaries. It's like everything, nobody cares about how a man got to his reaction, i.e. reactive abuse or homelessness, or like any degree of pain a man experiences. No one cares. They care about his reaction. They care about what he does with that. And so if things are going wrong, and, women will never admit to this, and no one, it's probably why these videos kind of, more guys, I think, are making these videos, and more people are watching than ever, because there's so little mentorship now. And Having said that, a man's frame and his boundaries is literally everything right now. It always has been. And we've been tricked into thinking giving up certain things somehow virtuous, and trying to be like, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, oh, that's okay. Oh, it hasn't affected me yet. Oh, I don't really agree with that. That hasn't affected me yet. And then, cancel culture. Anyway, it's very much it's changed the dynamics of so much about, I think, what's in men and women's nature. Forget everything else, just our nature. What makes us feel good, what makes us click, what makes us at our best, where we are at our best. I think a man at his best is perseverance. No matter how bad society wants to gaslight you and to make you feel weak and unworthy, and even women now and other men, like everyone's just, you're not alone, man. Like, it is weird. It's a big power game. I feel like with the amount of fake avatar people, the people that are doing things that are inauthentic to cope, to the degree that people do that, and the more people do that, the less trust there is with people. And with less trust, there's less connection. It's really bad. So I would recommend staying in your frame, staying in your authentic self, forgetting about any external validation. As good as it feels, it's not constant. It's never going to be a constant. It has to come from within, and people see that. So blah blah blah. I don't know shit, but that's my 2 cents. My phone keep turning off. All right, Cole. Hopefully that wasn't too convoluted. Yeah, that was really ridiculous, but hopefully that kind of helped. That was a little bit off of what you said, and then I just went on rants. But that's this channel, I guess. That's my authentic, tangential self. So appreciate the comment. Take care, man.